Hey Mingos, welcome to Nailchemy. My name's Lisa Grace and today I'm going to show you this gorgeous acrylic design using some of the new colours from the autumn collection. We're going to be showing you how to do some marbling, some French smile lines, some glitter encapsulation and some beautiful crystal placement. Hope you enjoy, guys. Thanks! Okay, so I've already prepped my nails, we've put the tips on, I have blended the tips and shaped them and cut them and blah 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 blah. I've used my nail plate cleanser, nail plate cleanser, and then where is it? And then we use the Ultra Bond, and I've also already popped my thin layer of clear acrylic down. So these nails are all completely ready to go for our next design. So first thing I'm going to show you is how to do a smile line. So for this I am using peach. So I'm going to be doing smile lines on two of these nails. Not that one, this one. So there's two different ways that you can do this. You can do it in one bead or in two beads or in three beads. If it takes you three beads, that's fine. So I'll show you on this nail with one bead. Obviously if we're doing it in one bead it needs to be a fairly large bead. So I'm going to pick up a nice big bead, place that up at the cuticle, and then I can pat this into place around the cuticle. Keep the nail tilted down, that way you're not going to flood the cuticle area. Pat into my side walls. As the product is falling down, it will actually start forming your smile line for you. And now as that's setting, I've left my apex in place. As that's setting, I can start pushing this to where I want it to be. So using the belly of my brush, I'm going to push this product up, and then I'm going to flatten it back down with the top, and then push it up. And then flatten it down, and by doing this you will end up with a nice crisp wall. I'm still going to be perfecting it with a hand file just because that's what I like to do. You don't have to. If you can get this section spot on, you don't need to hand file, but I do like to come in and just make it spot on with a hand file. So that's how you can do it with one bead. So if I turn that to the side, you can see that we've got our apex coming in, and then we've got plenty of thickness down here ready for filing that out. Now if you're not confident enough to do that all in one bead, you can split it into two beads. So the first bead that we're going to be popping down, obviously I'm getting a smaller bead, and pop it in the middle here. I'm going to blend the back of that bead to the nail, take this product sidewall to sidewall. Again, keeping the nail tilted down, that will start pulling the product to where you want it to be. And then I can focus solely on my smile line and shaping that and making sure that I'm happy with how that looks. Just gives you a little bit more extra time to work on this. You've not got to worry about your cuticle area for now. Same again, pat on the top, push it back into place. Just going to have a quick look, make sure they're coming down to roughly the same sort of distance. Need to pull that down just a smidge more. And then when you're happy with that, we can now come in with our cuticle bead and add in your apex and add any necessary thickness that you need to in any other areas. So again, keep that nail tilted down, pat all around into your cuticle and your side walls. So I'm going to travel that product down this side wall and then give it a little blend into that first bead that we popped down. So now we make it just look like it's one continuous bead. Keep blending it until it's smooth and that you're happy. There we go. And then we'll wait for these two to dry so that we can file them up. So while they are drying, we're going to do some marbling. So I'm using 3 of the colours from the new autumn collection. I'm going to be using Alaska, Shadow, and Alira. I think that's how it's pronounced. How would you pronounce that?
Alira.
Alira. Yeah. I'm going to roll with Alira. It's not going to be that, is it? Alira. That is how it will be known from now on. Sorry, David H, if that's not right, but I'm going to call it Alira. I'm also going to be throwing in a little bit of clear. I always like to add a little bit of clear to my marbles just to break the colours up a little bit. And we're going to add some of this. What's this called? Right, I couldn't pronounce that.
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'd have called that Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia. Almost.
Cassiopeia. Yeah. Is that right? Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit of that in just because if you actually look at the colours that we've got going on in here, this is going to pick out all of those colours really, really well. So I think that's going to work well. I hope that's going to work well. Right, so it'll take lids off the colours. So these are all really, really beautiful shimmer powders. Right, so what I like to do when I'm marbling, first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick any colour that I want. Just get a small bit and I'm going to pop it up in this left-hand corner. Blend that to the cuticle, slightly down this side wall, and then I'm going to wash that out into nothing. Now I do this purely because when I marble, I make sure that my marbles go diagonal like this. And I always place my bead on and get marbling, and I can easily access this corner and marble that beautifully. But this corner always gets left out. So by popping this down first, it just fills that corner in and you haven't got to worry about it. One thing I like about marbling, no two nails are ever the same. They're always different. You never know how it's going to look. And as well, because we're going to be marbling, it gives you freedom to add a whole... We're going to be keeping this design thin, so you can add all sorts of things in there. Obviously today we're going to be adding some of that named glitter. You can add other pieces of glitter, all sorts of things, bits of lace, anything you want. You can chuck anything in there. So, completely up to you. There are several different ways that you can marble. You can pick up one colour and place that, and then another colour and place that. You can double dip or triple dip or pick up whatever you want. This is another reason that I love marbling. You've got so much freedom with what you can do. What you need to be careful of though is making sure that your colours don't run. So for example, me personally, I wouldn't pick up the pink and then the green, because what's going to happen is they're going to merge and make a completely different colour. So then when we're working with that, we actually end up with a really, really dark pink or a really, really pinky blue. So what I like to do in that instance is either pick up the pink and then the silver and put that on there, and then maybe the teal and then the silver, so that the silver is breaking up the pink and the green, or I'll use clear to separate them as well. So it can take a little bit of playing around. I'm going to pick up my pink and then go straight into my silver. Ooh, get on there. Straight away, I'm going to come into the blue and then into the silver again. So that silver is going to be sitting between the green and the pink. Now I can use my brush and start working this up and down. Once I've started blending those, you want to make sure that you're using a patting motion as opposed to a pulling motion. You don't want to be blending these colours into one another. So don't be wiping the product down the nail. We just want to be pressing that into place. That's really, really fast. It's very warm in here today. So I didn't get much of a chance to actually marble that. Let's do that again. I want a bit more silver in there, I think, with just a little bit of pink. So let's get a big dollop of silver and a little bit of pink. Put that here. better. And then we'll do the same one, a lot of silver and just a bit of green, and we'll pop that here. Right, so I've got a little bit of a gap up in this top corner, not too much of a problem, because what I can do, let's go with the pink. Just get a small bead and you can fill that in and drag that down and pull it to wherever you want. So it's going to look really lumpy bumpy. Don't worry about it, because we're going to be capping it and then filing it, and it will be a beautiful nail by the time we've finished. Right, so this one, let's get some of this glitter in here. Let's get the lid off that. It's pretty. Right, so same again, I'm going to pop a little something just in that top corner. And make sure you thin that out. Right, because it is warm in here, I'm just going to be picking up 2 colours at a time and working with those. So again, what I don't want is the pink touching this, because it's still wet and it'll marble. So I need to make sure that the bottom colour isn't pink. So let's go with a bit of the clear actually. So I'm going to go silver, then I'm going to pick up some of that clear, and then just a smattering of that glitter. So I can place that down and start pulling those colours through. That lump on the end I'm just going to smush out. And then let's go pink, a little bit of silver. Oh, pick that up wrong. Other way. Bit of that and a bit of clear. Let's get a bit more of that glitter in there. And then let's get some more of this silver in here as well. I love that silver. What was that one called? Shadow? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It's on the bottom of the pot, so I can't see it, but it was shadow. Don't drop it!
Shadow.
Shadow. Don't drop it! Okay. Ooh, these are going to look so pretty. Okay, thumb. Again, I'm doing a marble on the thumb. So we've used the pink, we've used the teal. Let's get some of this silver in that corner. I think for this one I might go a bit of clear into the glitter and then a little bit of pink. I love using clear in a marble. Excellent. Right. Let's get lids on stuff and get some of this out of the way, because I want to file those smile lines before I add any more colour. Right, so with your smile lines, we need to make sure, like I said, if you can get it spot on with your brush, then roll with it. I mean, to be fair, this would come out pretty decent without having to file it. But I do like to file my smile lines and get them spot on. It's a good coffee. So I'm using my Nailchemy 100-180 intro, but I couldn't do it. Okay. Right, fingers crossed this is going to record. Okay, so when it comes to filing your smile lines, you need to make sure that you're keeping your nail file at a 90-degree angle. Don't let it drop either way. It must be 90 degree. That way you're guaranteed to get a nice, crisp smile line. Just move move this
Mando, this way.
over this way.
Sorry, the dog's trying to... Oh,
Readjusting himself.
yeah.
Comfy, mate. There we go. So 90 degree, and we need to file all the way around this smile line, right up into these corners. It's very, very easy to lose the corner on your smile line, so make sure you get in there. Make sure you're protecting your client's sidewall as well. So I keep my finger there protecting that sidewall so I can get right in that corner. So make sure you're contouring with the smile line as well, so you're moving all the way around it. Keep going off centre. No, it's me moving you. So again, I'm protecting my client's sidewall down here, 90 degrees with the file. And all the way around the edge. So this one doesn't need too much of a file. We got it pretty decent with the brush, but it's just a case of refining it and making sure that you're happy with it. So what I'm going to do with this as well, I'm going to file the top just on those corners, just because once I've filed the top it gives you, let me just pull this a little bit closer, gives you a definite corner that you can really see, makes it a lot easier to see, in my opinion anyway, just by filing that top. That way I can check that corner all the way around that smile line and make sure that it's nice and crisp. Just getting this corner a little bit more. Give it a dust off, and then we need to check all the way around. So if I turn this nail to the side, you should be able to see I've got a nice 90 degree wall here. That's what I want, and I want that all the way around. It's just going to ensure that you get a really nice crisp smile line when it comes to filing up at the end. Okay, so I've now filed both my smile lines. So turn that over. Now let's get these back out. So I'm going to do one with this one. Oh, they look good.
Thank you.
Oh, well done. Okay, so this one is Alaska. So I'm going to, I'm just using this just for colour because I'm going to be popping a little bit of glitter on this as well. So I'm just going to pick up a smallish bead and travel that colour right up into that corner. Covering the whole tip. A little bit more, and take it up into this corner. Nice and careful in those corners. Careful not to get any acrylic on your client's finger. And then I'm going to be using Cassiopeia. Thank you, Sammy. So if you're quick enough, you can actually apply this while that acrylic is still wet. However, if you've not been quick enough, you can use a very, very small amount of your clear acrylic. So all I'm going to do is get a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of clear acrylic, dip straight into my glitter, and I'm just going to pop this just along the smile line. I'm just going to fade that out ever so gently. I don't want it covering the whole nail, I just want it along the smile line. So I've done it on that side. Alternatively, you can pick your clear up and pop that down and then dip into your glitter and add it that way. Two different ways you can do it, whatever works for you. So I'm going to give that a minute to set before I cap that. And I'm going to do the same on the other finger, but I'm going to do it in the pink, which was called Alera, I think. So, same again. glasses on, they're good up there, are they? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to wipe my smile line. You don't have to do this. I often find it helps just to get the colours to attach to each other quite nicely. You don't have to do it. Just force of habit. So a small amount of Alira. And take that up into that corner. I love this one. It's got such a lovely subtle blue shimmer running through it. Super pretty. Same again this side. Take that very carefully up into the corner. Careful not to get it on your client's skin. Make sure you've got the right amount of colour coverage that you want on that tip. If you want to go back and add a little bit more, you can do. Just make sure you're not going too thick. So again, just adding a small amount of that glitter. Two different ways you can do it, like I've shown you. Small amount of clear down first, and then straight into your glitter, and add that. And then the other way to do it was to pick up your clear and then straight into your glitter. Both get the same results either way. It just depends how you like to work. I'm really sorry, my dog is snoring. He's had a busy morning. Okay. So lids on them. Right, so I need to cap all of these in clear now. So I'm going to get myself some fresh monomer, because especially with the shimmer powders, look how mucky this is. Especially with these shimmer powders, you do end up with shimmer in your monomer. I don't know if you can see that. So we'll get rid of that. We'll get some fresh monomer, and then when we're capping in clear, it's going to be beautifully clear. Thank you. So again, with the primerless monomer, put some of that in there. Nice clean napkin, nice clean brush, nice clean monomer, and nice clean clear acrylic. Okay, so capping these marbles, like I said, they can end up a little bit lumpy bumpy from marbling. This first one didn't go so well because it was quite warm in here. So I just need to make sure that as I'm capping, we keep it nice and thin, making sure that we've got the shape and the structure in the nail that we're wanting. I usually cap my designs in one bead. If you're not confident capping in one bead, you can split it up into 2 or 3 or 5 or 7, however many beads it takes you, that's fine. Cap that entire nail. Any excess you can just break off the end. Got a little bit of a gap just down here, so I'm just going to get a very, very small bead and just fill that in. Excellent. Right, so yeah, it's stuck on stuff. So this one, I only need to cap the free edge on this because the nude acrylic, we've already got our apex in. Careful not to overwork your clear because it can put air bubbles in it, so don't be messing around with it too much. If you do end up with any smaller bubbles, just get your brush back in your monomer and you can wash over that and it'll bring any of those air bubbles to the surface. Same again on this one. Yep. Make sure you bring that clear right up into these corners. He's really snoring, isn't he? Bless him. It's hard work being a puppy. Okay, so just these final two nails to cap. Again, I do these in one bead. Don't worry if it takes you more than one bead, that's fine. If you are working in one bead, make sure you keep that nail tilted down. Keep knocking you. Sorry. I like this thumb. This thumb's very pretty. Good choice of colours, Sam.
You know what I like when it comes to my colours. I'm surprised I got them there because I don't.
Yeah.
You know, normally I pick the colours and you say,
No.
yeah, okay, nah.
Not happening. You get what I want. Make sure all of the nail is completely capped, otherwise you'll end up filing through your design, which we don't want. Right, so that is all of the nails capped. So I'm going to pop lids on all of my products, move stuff out of the way, and then I can get these nails filed. Okay, so we are all filed up. Because I've done an acrylic design, I always like to give them a quick buff and then a quick wipe over. With acetone, it just makes them super, super clear. So just a quick buff over all of them. A good dust off, and then we can wipe over with our acetone. So your lint-free wipes are never lint-free, let's be honest, so I like to use a lint-free wipe, give that a good scrub, and I'll only use that on 2 nails because lint will come off. So if I use it on 2 nails, then get a fresh one for the next 2 nails. And what this does, it just melts the very, very top layer of that acrylic and just helps make the clear acrylic super, super transparent. Excellent. So that is the apple acetone. I like that. Right, so in with our top coat. Make sure there's no fluff on these, by the way. Like I say, lint-free wipes are never completely lint-free, are they? So, but make sure if you can spot any, make sure you get them off. Right, where's my top coat? Hiding over here. Right, so I'm going to be adding some crystals to a couple of these. So I'll top coat the ones that I'm not adding crystals to. That'll be this one. Make sure you don't add too much top coat, just a small amount and then stretch it. Don't want to be adding unnecessary bulk. Oh, that one's turned out better than I thought, you know. I wasn't keen on that one as I was doing it.
It's pretty.
But, yeah, I like that. We'll add some crystals on that one. Let's top coat this one. And this one, and then we'll pop some crystals. No, let's pop some crystals on that one as well. So let's top coat the thumb.
can.
Okay, that can go into the lamp for a full cure. Delivery.
Christmas is now going to be mid-January due to Santa having to quarantine for 14 days when he arrives in the country.
Right, what colours do you think, Sam? Should we do them two?
Oh, God,
they're a
yeah.
good match, aren't they?
They
So
are
if we do
a
them
good
two, and then pop some of the clear ones in as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no, let's go for the opal ones. Opal will look beautiful.
Oh, especially with my opal.
Oh, yeah, perfect. So let's use the back of that again. So let's get a couple of them. And some smaller ones. There we go. There's some big ones in here. Don't want them big ones. I want the dinky ones. Back in there. Okay, so right, so when it comes to adding crystals, let's do this one first, just because I'm going to do a bit of a halo around the top. So a bit of top coat up around the top. Let's go for, don't want anything too big on this one. Let's go for these smallish ones. Pinky the side. Turn over. Just like that. Oh, they're a perfect match, aren't they? And I'm going to use some of the Nailchemy Silver Caviar. And this is where it goes everywhere. So I like to use the 8mm fine liner for adding my caviar beads. So just a little bit of top coat. And you can pick up a couple of your caviar beads. They end up wrapped in top coat, and then you can move these around until you're happy. So I'm just going to sit these between each of the crystals. Just need one more. Right, so when I've got those in place, I can come back in, a bit out of focus here, come back in with my top coat. I can bounce up to those crystals, up to that caviar bead. So bounce and kind of flood it without going over. And then I can stretch the rest of that product down the nail, capping that. So I'm just going to give that a quick flash cure just for 10 seconds. So that will hold those in place, and then I can crystal up the other nail. Boys, you're so noisy. Right, so same again. Oh, I'm really off shot. There we go. Same again. Let's move the camera this way a little bit. Cameraman is not one of my skills. So I'm just going to top coat where I want my crystals to be. Not too much. Make sure you don't put too much, because if there's too much top coat at this stage, your crystals will just end up floating around and you'll be chasing them. I'm going to pop one of these opal ones in the centre, quite a large opal one. Just want to pull out like the iridescence in the glitter. What was the glitter called? Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia.
That's the one. What she said. So I'm going to go for more bling on this one, larger bling. Don't think about your... I've not got enough top coat. I'm saying don't put too much top coat on, but then I've not got enough. Don't think about your crystal placement too much. I really like my crystals to be symmetrical, but I don't stress about it too much, to be honest. These in here. Can we get a little one in there? I think we can. Squeeze that in there. And then let's do one of these pink ones and an itty bitty opal. And I'm going to do the same with my Caviar bead. Using my fine liner, just drink up some of that top coat. But instead of being quite finicky with my placement of the Caviar beads on this nail, I'm just going to squeeze some into the corners and not be too particular about where they are. So just pick up a few clusters. If your crystals move, don't panic. Obviously they haven't set yet, so we can still move them about. I'm going to drop a little one in there. And then let's do one in there. It's really hard picking up one Caviar bead because they're so dinky. And then a couple on the end here. Okay, so when you're happy with that, they're all staying in place quite well. Right, these larger crystals up at the top, just to secure them a little bit more, I'm just going to get a small dollop, what's a dob? Of the top coat and just drop it between these big ones, and that will just sit under the crystals and just hold them a little bit more. I'm going to do that again in a minute once it's fully cured. In with my top coat, bounce it up to the crystals and the Caviar beads, nice and carefully not to disturb them, because if you spend ages getting the placement right, the last thing you then want to do is disturb them and smush them about. Bounce that up to them. Okay, double check that you're happy with them before they go in the lamp. They look fine to me. Okay, so pop that in the lamp for me, please, Sam. We'll give that a full 60-second cure. I'm carefully pop these away. I'm not very good with lids, as you can see. Oh, there we go. We're on. Oh, that was only 10 seconds. Let's try that again.
Oh, shiny.
Shinies. Okay, so just to secure those larger ones again, I'm just going to come in just with a little drop of top coat. Very, very careful not to get this on the crystals. If you get them on top of the crystals, you're going to lose that sparkle. But those couple of crystals are quite large. I'm just going to top coat this nail again as well. I've spotted a little bit that I've missed. So if you are top coating again, make sure you stretch this as thin as you can. Don't want to be adding bulk onto this nail. That's better. Smooth that out. Okay, Sam, give that a cure for me, please. And I will be using the Bubblegum Nail Cuticle Oil. This is my favourite one. Ready for beep beep. There we go. Look at these, so pretty. Just a little bit around each of the nails. So even though these acrylics are from the autumn collection, it just goes to show that you can actually use them for a non-autumnal design. There we go. Look at the sparkle on those. I love these colours together. I love these colours together, Sam. Good choice. Okay, so just to recap, we have used Shadow, Alira and Alaska. Beautiful combination. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. So we've done a lot of marbling, a couple of Frenchies, some crystal application and some glitter encapsulation. So don't forget to click the subscribe button wherever it is on your screen. Give us a little like, give us a thumbs up, come and say hello, drop us a little comment. If you've got any questions about any of the products or any of the techniques, or you just want to come and say hello, pop some comments in the comment section, that box down below. Write some comments, put some comments in the comment section below, and myself or one of the members of the Nailchemy team will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being an alchemist, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.